Hi, I'm Chris Bennett, the founder of TIL. Have you ever been to a family event and someone shared something new or perhaps a secret about a relative? Well, that happened to me, and it's one of the reasons that I'm here sharing with you now. At a funeral for my younger brother, we were standing around and sharing memories, and one of them happened to stop at my Uncle Wiley, thoughts of him. My sister disclosed that Uncle Wiley had written a hit song, but had not received any recognition or credit for that song. That thought stuck with me. My uncle was the youngest of 13 kids born to two farmers from Chesterfield, South Carolina. To our knowledge, he didn't know about intellectual property rights, and he probably was unaware that if he'd written that song, he would have had a copyright in it. On research, we found that song would have been worth $1,074,000 to my uncle. Unfortunately, because of a lack of awareness, no royalties, no recognition, no credit, and no generational wealth that could have been left to his family. My uncle's situation is symbolic of the opportunity and the problem that brings us here today. We must make people aware that they have the power to create something of value where they are now through intellectual property rights. Those rights are so important that their foundation is written into the Constitution of the United States in Article 1, Section 8. Let me read, and I quote, "To promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries." End quote. Similar opportunities exist in the laws of other countries. We all benefit from liberating the ability to create intellectual property rights. Outgoing U.S. Patent and Trademark Office Director Andre Iancu is recorded to have said on the public record, and I quote, "Recent studies show that by harnessing the creative value of all Americans, we could quadruple the number of inventors and increase the overall level of U.S. gross domestic product per capita by 4.4%, end quote. That's $1 trillion at a country level. At an individual your economy and my level, that's more economic opportunity, more potential for jobs, more value. There's a saying that a rising tide lifts all boats. It applies here too. That's where TIL and you come in. TIL's mission is to democratize intellectual property rights for the marginalized and underrepresented by making it easier and less costly for them to protect and to monetize their innovation. Our goal is to empower 2.7 million people or organizations to create $5.4 billion of their own financial value. As a bootstrap social impact startup, we have clients that are using a solution developed previously called IPRights4All. We need to take it up to a level from where it is now, which is at a service. TIL wants to add a software product, software as a service, offering it to reduce cost and to extend IPRights4All to others around the world. The next step in the journey is to develop an initial working version of the software. We have a software developer ready to create the product. Now we are working to raise $10,000 to fund that product development. In return for the contributions, TIL will reward the contributors. Will you join us in this mission to overcome structural innovation barriers and support economic growth that has the potential to benefit all? Read our story. If your situation permits, consider contributing. Alternatively, share the mission and story with others that may want to participate. Equally important, at a minimum, we would appreciate it if you would tell somebody. Thank you, and appreciate your engagement.